to a disallowed goal, a 3 OT thriller, and 17 seconds have in common. They're all part of the Chicago Blackhawks' unforgettable 2013 Stanley Cup run. We're breaking down every twist and turn of this epic journey.
Well, there's the wrestle match. Watch the right part of your screen. Stephen Walkham right there. That's the call. Great whipped on back to Roosevelt. Roosevelt a shot. Stop! And it's over. Back, O'Duya shot deflected. Scramble. They score! And then to go.
The 2013 Blackhawks were something special. These guys started the season on fire, going an NHL record 21-0-3 before their first loss. Talk about setting the bar high. With stars Jonathan Toews, Patrick Kane, and Corey Crawford leading the charge, expectations were through the roof heading into the playoffs. Toews, the captain, was the heart and soul of the team. Kane, the offensive wizard, could light up the scoreboard in a blink. And Crawford, he was a wall in the net. But even with all their talent, no one could have predicted the roller coaster ride ahead. We're talking about a miracle run that almost never happened. Buckle up, hockey fans. This story's got more twists than a playoff overtime. Playoff hockey is a different animal, and the Blackhawks were about to get a harsh reminder. Their record-setting regular season meant nothing once the puck dropped in round one. How did a team that seemed unstoppable suddenly find themselves on the verge of collapse? The Blackhawks started their playoff journey with a bang, taking down the Minnesota Wild in 5 games. It was a showcase of Chicago's depth, with multiple players chipping in on the score sheet. But little did they know the real test was waiting just around the corner. Enter the Detroit Red Wings, an old rival with a chip on their shoulder. What followed was a series that had Blackhawk fans biting their nails and holding their breath. Detroit came out swinging, pushing Chicago to the brink with a 3-1 series lead. Suddenly, that record-setting regular season felt like ancient history. With their backs against the wall, the Blackhawks showed why they were special. They clawed their way back, forcing a Game 7 that would go down in Chicago sports lore. But even then, it wasn't smooth sailing. Late in the third period, Niklas Hjalmarsson thought he'd scored the go-ahead goal, only to have it waved off due to a questionable penalty call.
Shaw holding, down it back to Hjalmarsson. Score! It is coincidental minor penalties with 1:47 left in the third period, and so it will remain 1-1.
The United Center crowd went from ecstasy to agony in seconds. Overtime. The next goal would either complete Chicago's comeback or end their season. Enter Brent Seabrook, unlikely hero. His overtime winner sent the United Center into a frenzy and kept the Blackhawks' Cup dreams alive. It was the kind of moment that makes you believe in hockey magic. This near-death experience lit a fire under the Blackhawks. They stared elimination in the face and lived to tell the tale. From that point on, there was a different energy surrounding the team. They'd been tested, pushed to their limits, and came out stronger on the other side. Let's not forget the man between the pipes, Corey Crawford. Throughout the playoffs, Crawford was a wall, posting a stingy 1.84 goals against average and a .932 save percentage. In tight games, Crawford's clutch saves made the difference between victory and defeat. The Blackhawks' resilience in those early rounds set the tone for the rest of their cup run. They'd proven they could overcome adversity, rally from behind, and win it when it mattered most. It's one thing to dominate the regular season, but playoff hockey is a different beast. The Blackhawks had shown they had a heart of a champion. With renewed confidence, the Blackhawks set their sights on dethroning the 2012 Stanley Cup champs. But could they handle the pressure when a pivotal game stretched into uncharted territory, testing the limits of their endurance? The Western Conference Finals pitted the Chicago Blackhawks against the defending Stanley Cup champion Los Angeles Kings. This wasn't just another playoff series, it was the Clash of Titans, with both teams gunning to prove their dominance in the postseason. The Blackhawks came out swinging, exposing cracks in the Kings' armor early on. In Game 2, they lit up Jonathan Quick, forcing the usually rock-solid goaltender out of the net after scoring 4 goals.
Patrick Kane, winds it just, and he pokes the rebound. Saw it. Back to Sharp for the drive. Quick to save. Rebound. Loop. They score! Bryan Bickell, 3-0 Chicago.
It was a statement win that sent shockwaves through the hockey world. Kings weren't about to roll over. They pushed back hard, turning the series into a grueling battle of wills. The Blackhawks' depth became their secret weapon. Throughout the playoffs, they had 14 different players find the back of the net. This spread-out scoring attack kept the Kings guessing and showcased the strength of the Chicago roster. Enter Bryan Bickell, the unsung hero of the Blackhawks' playoff run. Bickell stepped up big time, delivering clutch performances when the team needed them most. His emergence as a playoff force added another dimension to Chicago's already potent offense. As the series wore on, the Blackhawks' ability to perform in high-pressure situations became their calling card. They thrived in overtime, showcasing a level of composure that set them apart. It was as if the longer the game went, the stronger they became. This brings us to Game 5, a double overtime thriller that had fans on the edge of their seats for what felt like an eternity. Patrick Kane, already a proven playoff performer, took his game to another level. He notched a hat trick, including the game and series-winning goal in double overtime. Kane's celly after that goal? The heartbreaker.
Sends it around to the near side of the Chicago zone. Bickell, they force a turnover. Here's Toews and Kane. 2-on-1, hustling back is going up a shot. Score! Patrick Kane in overtime!
Kane's heroics in Game 5 weren't just about the win. They were a turning point. His performance solidified his status as a big-time player and gave the Blackhawks the edge they needed to close out the series. Looking back, it's clear that the Western Conference Finals were a crucible that forged the Blackhawks into true champions. They faced adversity, stepped up in clutch moments, and proved their depth could overcome even the toughest opposition. The series against the Kings tested every aspect of their game and showed that this Blackhawks team was something special. The Blackhawks had proven their mettle, but the hockey gods had one more challenge in store. As they faced off against the Bruins for Lord Stanley's Cup, both teams seemed evenly matched. Yet in the dying moments of Game 6, with hope fading fast, Chicago pulled off a miracle that would leave fans breathless for years to come. Right from the start, we knew we were in for a treat. Game 1 went to triple overtime, testing the limits of both teams' endurance. Andrew Shaw emerged as the unlikely hero, deflecting the puck off his shin pad for the game winner. After the game, he exclaimed, "I love shin pads." Classic Shaw, always a good laugh even after nearly 120 minutes of grueling hockey. The series continued to be a back-and-forth affair, with 3 of the first 4 games needing extra time to decide a winner. In Game 4, it was Brent Seabrook's turn to play hero again. His overtime rocket not only evened the series, but also set a franchise record for most overtime goals. The man has ice in his veins. Let's talk about Game 6. Things didn't get off to a great start after Andrew Shaw took a puck to the face in the first period. He went down hard, laid motionless for what felt like an eternity, then headed into the locker room for some quick repairs. But in true hockey player fashion, he was back on the ice, stitched up and ready to go. It was looking like the Blackhawks were on the brink of a Game 7, trailing 2-1 late in the third period. Time was running out and things looked bleak. As the clock ticked down, tension in TD Garden was at an all-time high. the Bruins faithful could almost taste victory. But with just 76 seconds left, everything changed. Jonathan Toews, the heart and soul of the Blackhawks, found Bryan Bickell in the front of the net. Bickell buried it, tying the game and silencing the Boston crowd. But the Blackhawks weren't done yet. Just 17 seconds later, yeah, you heard that right, 17 seconds, Dave Bolland pounced on a rebound and put it past Tuukka Rask. In less time than it takes to microwave a burrito, Chicago had gone from the brink of elimination to the cusp of a championship. Those 17 seconds were pure hockey magic. The kind of moment that makes you believe anything is possible.
Blocked away by Rask. Help to the back. O'Duya shot deflected. Scramble. They score! The two with less than a minute to get 3-2 lead.
It was the latest Stanley Cup winning goal in regulation history, a record that might stand for a long, long time. As the final horn sounded, the Blackhawks erupted in celebration. Sticks and gloves flew through the air as players piled onto each other in pure joy. In the locker room, champagne flowed freely as the team savored their incredible achievement. Jonathan Toews, hoisting the cup for the second time in his career, put it best. In 2010, we really didn't know what we were doing. This time around, we know definitely how much work it takes and how much sacrifice it takes to get back there. That experience and determination had paid off in the most dramatic way possible. Those 17 seconds encapsulated everything that made this Blackhawks team special. Their refusal to give up, their ability to seize the moment, and their unshakable belief in each other. It wasn't just a comeback, it was a statement. The 2013 Chicago Blackhawks had cemented their place in hockey lore as one of the most incredible finishes in Stanley Cup history. The 2013 Blackhawks' journey to the Cup was nothing short of incredible. From their record-breaking start to the heart-stopping 17-second finish, these guys gave us a season to remember. Patrick Kane's playoff heroics earned him the Most Valuable Player trophy, capping off an unforgettable run. But this victory wasn't just about the team, it was about the whole city of Chicago. The parade drew over 2 million fans, turning the streets into a sea of red. It's crazy to think how the Hawks transformed Chicago into a real hockey town. What's really cool is how the team gave back to the community. They took out a full-page ad in the Boston Globe, thanking the city for its hospitality during a tough time after the marathon bombing. It shows that hockey's about more than just a game. It's about bringing people together. Check out these and other videos, and please like and subscribe so you don't miss out on more quality hockey content.